Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Palantir technology stock, ticker symbol PLTR, and we will also talk about various Donald Trump stocks that are absolutely skyrocketing right now. We will also discuss the newest news pertaining to a SPAC that is taking one of Donald Trump's companies public, and the ticker of that SPAC is DWAC, which has surged more than 1,700% at its highest point. Then we will talk about if this SPAC stock could really rally up to $1,000 per share, and we will go over some slides from Trump's investor presentation regarding the company that Trump is trying to take public through this SPAC, named Trump Media and Technology Group. After that, we will go over multiple other stocks that Trump is causing to rally because of his connections to these companies, including a company named PHUN. Lastly, we will go over a final Trump stock that is surging sky high right now because of the hype that Donald Trump is causing in the market for basically any company that he's connected to or could be connected to. Go and press the like button right now for more stock market news updates. Comment down below if you own any PLTR shares or any stocks that Donald Trump is a part of. Turn on all subscription notifications to stay informed, and now let's get right into today's stories. First, I want to talk about Palantir stock very quickly, which openly supported Donald Trump because Palantir's co-founder named Peter Thiel is a huge Trump fan. However, because of this, Palantir has landed in deep waters multiple times because of the politicians its founders support and back, their powerfully invasive software, and their questionable contracts to track migrants. However, with that being said, PLTR stock in my opinion is still a great investment to me regardless of who you support politically. Palantir's upcoming earnings will be around November 11th, so keep an eye out for that, and they are predicted to outperform their projections and estimates, which could cause the stock price to increase rapidly. This is no surprise because Palantir has literally beat expectations consistently since they have gone public. Because of this, I think their earnings report in November will be no different, and they will yet again beat expectations from analysts. They also have a great amount of cash on hand, which equates to around $2.34 billion. They have strong revenues, and their cost of revenues is not very high. So if we add all of this together, Palantir looks to be a great long-term investment, especially if we consider how financially well off they truly are. Palantir's analytics and data mining technology is in very strong demand from both government entities as well as corporate enterprises, which will just continue to fuel Palantir's growth. The problem with Palantir technology stock is that it can be very volatile after news comes out, whether that's positive or negative, so be prepared for price swings and make sure you have the stomach to hold through its volatility. Now let's talk about PHUN and Digital World Acquisition Corp., also known as DWAC stock. After hours on Friday, PHUN rose by 20%, and DWAC stock rose by 5%. However, both of these stocks had major gains before the closing bell on Friday of 471% and 107% respectively. You probably already know about DWAC stock soaring after the SPAC announced how it would be merging with Donald Trump's company named Trump Media and Technology Group. But why did PHUN surge so high? Well, first let me tell you about the company. PHUN operates platforms for mobile devices by providing data solutions and services, and the ticker symbol is PHUN, which has surged because of an old USA Today article from 2020 that someone recently dug up that said PHUN is directly connected to Trump and his re-election campaign, so investors are speculating that Trump will use PHUN to develop a mobile platform for his new media company. However, nothing has been officially confirmed as of yet. PHUN stock surged similarly to DWAC stock by skyrocketing over 1,400%. But since then, the stock has recently pulled back because investors wanted to take profits because it has surged so highly. Now, if you don't know anything about the DWAC SPAC, I will quickly go over that while also providing new updates. So Donald Trump is launching a new business called Trump Media and Technology Group, which investors are skeptical about due to the company not having any real products or fundamentals at the moment, and it's currently sitting at around a $3.11 billion market cap. This stock has become a super meme stock because Trump supporters are showing support by blindly buying into this stock in hopes that not only support Trump, but also to take the stock to $1,000 per share, which would make the company worth around $35.67 billion in market cap, which technically is attainable, but highly unlikely, especially in the short term. However, we could see the stock catch a second wind and skyrocket past the all-time high of $175 after it pulls back a bit more. This stock could also do this because it's a Reddit Wall Street Bets favorite, and even the Nasdaq said it's one of the most popular stocks of the day. The DWAC stock price currently sits at around $80 per share, and many investors are not even investing into this because they support Trump necessarily, but rather they are trading the stock to take advantage of a trend so they can make money. Trump has not released a business plan for the company. However, the date of the official launch of Trump's Truth Social platform, which will be very similar to Twitter, is projected to launch in the first quarter of 2022. For many speculative investors, this is an absolutely amazing stock and it has made people very rich. However, I personally will be sitting out of this because to me the stock is too hot to handle right now. This company has already raised $280 million because of this hype, and once the merger goes through, Trump himself will own more than 50% of the new company. Now let's take a look at some slides from Trump's investor presentation, and we will start with the company's vision, and I quote, "TMTG aspires to create a media powerhouse to rival the liberal media consortium and fight back against the big tech companies of Silicon Valley, who have used their unilateral power to silence opposing voices in America. In January 2021, big tech, Facebook, Twitter, and others began to forcibly silence President Donald J. Trump and many other conservative voices. This is unacceptable. If big tech can censor the President of the United States, then they can censor anyone. To counter this liberal bias and dangerous exercise of tech monopoly censorship, Donald J. Trump and TMTG intend to create a media and technology company rooted in social media, digital streaming, information technology infrastructure, and more." End quote. This company, if it works, and if this is an actual plan, this would be huge. So TMTG is going to be broken into 3 different segments. The first segment is going to be very similar to Twitter, and it's going to be called Truth Social, and that's going to be very similar to Twitter and Facebook. Then we have TMTG Plus, which is going to rival Netflix and Disney Plus, as well as TMTG News, which is going to rival iHeartRadio and CNN. But the third segment is probably going to be the hardest, and it's going to be more of a long-term goal to overtake Google Cloud and Amazon Web Services, as well as a few other companies. Trump's plan is to use his former followers on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, which was 89 million on Twitter, 33 million on Facebook, and 24.5 million on Instagram, to start this company so they can get a lot of users, and as more users use this platform, it's going to give them more advertising revenue, more stories, and it's going to give them more interactions. One of the points of this platform is freedom of speech, so you won't be censored or canceled depending on what you say. However, this can be a good and a bad thing depending on the people who use this freedom either appropriately or inappropriately. A survey was also recently conducted to determine how many people are open to using a social media platform owned by Donald Trump. Overall, 54% of people said yes, they would be interested in this, 16% said maybe, and 30% said no, they would not use this platform. Another reason why this company is being created is because Trump wants to bolster conservative media coverage, which will be fueled by other major conservative players that are already in the media space, such as Fox News, The Daily Wire, Rumble, which is basically a conservative version of YouTube, and Prager University. Now, besides DWAC stock and PHUN stock surging very high, a few other stocks have surged because of their connection with Donald Trump, such as MARK stock. Recently, some of Trump's hotels have gotten ShareCare Health and Security verified, which has caused Mark stock to rally. Now, this is strange because you would think that ShareCare stock would rally, whose ticker symbol is SHCR, because they are the ones who verified the hotels. But instead, investors have invested into Remark Holdings because they are partial owners of ShareCare, and their market cap is much smaller, and because of this, Mark stock is easier to move, so investors took advantage of this smaller market cap and caused it to rally. Because of this news, Mark stock is experiencing very high levels of trading volumes, and to put it into perspective, on average, Mark stock has a trading volume of around 4.2 million shares that are traded every day, but recently around 217 million shares were traded, which is a huge increase. But what do you think of PLTR stock, DWAC stock, PHUN stock, MARK stock, and SHCR stock? Comment your thoughts down below. Remember to like this video right now, subscribe for more stock news updates, and I will see you in the next YT video.